into the surf, which seethed from the ship's hull. Seraglio Point was developing on the port bow, its trees still black and massy in the early light. As the ship rounded the point, revealing the Galata Tower on the heights of Pira, Lefevre pulled a handkerchief from his sleeve to wipe his hands. His skin was clammy from the salt air. He looked up at the walls of the Sultan's palace, patting the back of his neck with a handkerchief. There was an ancient column in the fourth court of the Seraglio, topped by a Corinthian capital, which was sometimes visible from the sea between the trees. It was, perhaps, the lingering relic of an acropolis which had stood there many centuries ago, when Byzantium was nothing but a colony of the Greeks, before it became a second Rome, before it became the navel of the world. Most people didn't know the column still existed. Sometimes you saw it, sometimes not. The ship heaved, and Lefevre gave a grunt of satisfaction. Slowly the Istanbul shore of the Golden Horn came into view, a procession of domes and minarets, which surged forwards one by one, and then modestly retired. Below the domes, cascading down to the busy waterfront, the roofs of Istanbul were glowing red and orange in the first sunlight. This was the panorama that visitors always admired. Constantinople, Istanbul, city of patriarchs and sultans, the busy kaleidoscope of the gorgeous East, the pride of 15 centuries. The disappointment came later. Lefevre shrugged, lit another cheroot, and turned his attention to the deck. 4 sailors in bare feet and dirty singlets were stooped by the anchor chain, awaiting their captain's signal. Others were clawing up the sails overhead. The helmsman eased the ship to port, closing in on the shore, and the counter-current that would bring them to a stop. The captain raised his hand. The chain ran out with a sound of cannon fire. The anchor bit, and the ship heaved slowly back against the chain. A boat was lowered, and Lefevre descended into it after his trunk. At the Pira landing stage, a young Greek sailor jumped ashore with a stick to push back the crowd of touts. With his other hand, he gestured for a tip. Lefevre put a small coin into his hand, and the young man spat.
"City moneys," he said contemptuously. "City moneys, very bad, Excellency."
He kept his hand out. Lefevre winked. "Piastres de Malte," he said quietly.
"Oh-ho!"
The Greek squinted at the coin, and his face brightened.
"Very good."
He redoubled his efforts with the touts.
"These is robbers. You wants I finds you, Potter? Hotel? Very clean, Excellency."
"No, thank you."
"Badman's here. You is first times in the city, Excellency?"
"No." Lefevre shook his head. The men on the landing stage fell silent. Some of them began to turn away. A man was approaching across the planked walk in green slippers. He was of medium build, with a head of snowy white hair. His eyes were piercingly blue. He wore baggy blue trousers, an open shirt of faded red cotton. "Dr. Lefevre?" "Follow me, please." Over his shoulder he said, "Your trunk will be taken care of." Lefevre gave a shrug. "À la prochaine."
"Addio, monsieur,"
the sailor replied slowly. Three. That same morning, in the Fena district of Istanbul, Yashim woke in a slab of warm spring sunshine and sat up, drowsily rubbing his hand through his curls. After a few moments, he cast aside his Persian blanket and slid from the divan, dropping his feet automatically into a pair of grey leather balouches. He dressed